That is, but despite that, yeah, I think that we need, with the Palestinians, we want to see like united leadership on the Palestinian side. In Lebanon since 1975, you know, I mean, there's a civil war, and right now the threat is coming again and again. There's growing fear that this will start again. Syria, what's happening? There's no anymore Syria. What's happening? What's going on in Syria? Egypt and Jordan, we have, you know, peace agreements, not like real peace. All kinds of, you know, reasons in the world. But Israel at the same time, look, yes, Israel, as you mentioned it yourself, flourishing, prospering, Nobel Prize winners or something you call it. Okay, in physics, in chemistry, in economy, the best diabetes medicine in the entire world is being developed in Mechon Weizmann in Israel. The brightest brains on science, medicine, and high-tech, biotech. Those are, you know, innovations that's not only for being developed in Israel, not only for Israel, but Israel is ready to share it with everyone, with countries in Africa. You know how many countries are we helping in Africa with agricultural technology and more? Field hospitals after, you know, earthquakes in Haiti during the tsunami in 2004 and others, 1999, even in Turkey. And believe it or not, if the worst will happen and an earthquake will be in Iran, Israel will be the first to offer help. But we know, of course, that the answer will be no, because we do believe, and President Peres said that in the past few times. In the UN General Assembly, I think last year, we believe that we were created equal in the image of God. No matter if we are Jewish, everybody's, you know, accusing Israel for being occupiers and aggressive and racist and but look what Israel is and what Syria is. Look where Israel is, where the Palestinians are. Look where Israel is. Israel have no oil, no natural gas. Israel have brains. And this is what helps Israel. And this is what will help Israel, you know, be part of the international community. Again, yes, we have, you know, issues with other, and you know what? Sometimes the problems even here in the Western countries. Why we see, you know, people using democratic tools in order to attack Israel, because they can't do it in other places. Yeah.
In the last several years, over 2 million Christians has left Arab countries, and I wonder, what do you think, where it will leave Middle East? Because since after Arab Springs, Christians are not being protected, and like they used to be more protected when they had dictators in power. And what do you think, where it will lead them?
Let me tell you one thing. That's also another thing. You know, it's a fact.
The Israeli is ignoring everything that's happening with Christians there.
Yes, Israel, minorities in Israel, ethnic and religious minorities. I said that before. I'll repeat it for those who came on Middle Eastern Times. That they have far more rights than any other ethnic or religious minorities in the entire Middle East. Because it's Israel, because it's democracy. Christians, Jews, Arabs, and so on. More than any other religious or ethnic minority in the Middle East. Now, the question of the issue of the Christian minorities, it's very painful, because it started with the Palestinian territory since 1993. In the last 2 years or 3 years, it happened it started like it increased in other countries. They started to be harassed, started to be threatened, and they fled. Many of them fled. Fled, right? This is the word? like from the West Bank, Bethlehem area, and other places, and of course in Gaza. The same thing with Egypt. Even though I can't, I don't know what's the real reason for the tension between the Copts, for instance, and the Egyptians. But it's a very, very painful issue. I don't want to talk about the entire Middle East. You're saying they are destroying. I really can't. I can't tell you that in Israel, they have their situation is far better than any other, or their, not colleagues. How to say? Counterparts. Not counterparts. Neighbors. Not neighbors. Whatever. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Again,
be more precise this time.
I agree with you that extremism is the problem we are facing in the world, and this is why I said what I said.
But do you agree? Let me ask you this question. Honestly, let's be honest and sincere now.
Yes.
Do you agree? You might not know. Do you agree? If people tell you that Israel target children, you would agree?
I have seen the results myself.
Do you agree that Israel, there's a Palestinian kindergarten and we will bomb it, or school?
Okay.
Would you agree if people tell you, if the Irish Times writes in the morning, would you agree with that?
Okay, I have seen...
Yes or no? Tell me.
No, there's no yes or no answer. Let me explain. I agree with that in the sense that there are people within the Israeli government, not the Israeli people. I have nothing against...
You said Israelis before.
No, I am not saying Israeli people, okay? We're not against the masses. We're not against the civilians. We are talking about those people who make decisions and cause the soldiers, poor soldiers, to commit acts like this, okay? Extremism is the problem, as you put it, okay? I've seen the evidence of Israeli soldiers shooting Palestinian children in the upper body. And what is the meaning of shooting a child in the chest?
Show me the evidence.
Okay.
I want to see that.
There are hundreds of pictures.
Show me.
Okay. You want me to show you pictures?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If I was to give you a file full of names and pictures of children...
I am resigning tomorrow morning. I am in front of everybody. Yes.
Okay.
If you say, you can,
How many pictures do I have to show you of children who have been shot in the upper body? How many children? Okay, let's establish this today. If I show you 10 pictures of children having been shot in upper body, will you resign?
No, you say that you are seeing the soldier
shooting. Give me a number, 100, 1,000, 10 or 50. How many people? How many children? How many pictures do I have to show you to convince you that children have been shot?
What do you want to show? What do you want to show me?
You said you will resign, right? You just said you will resign. If I show you
want me to resign? That's what you want to do. What is it?
I want good for you.
What do you want to prove for me?
I can see you're an intelligent guy.
I'm not trying to be. It's a common sense.
It really hurts me, having known the reality and the fact on the ground. Let me come to my question. My question is that if Israel is so caring, so humane.
Guys, let's see.
Okay, can I ask the question?
Yeah.
If Israel is so humane and caring for the rights of the Palestinians, why is Israel continuing to uphold the siege around Gaza? Half the population of Gaza are children. Half the population. Okay, I've been to Gaza. Some of those children don't have clean water to drink.
We know that. We know that more than you know that.
They're drinking urine mixed with water. Okay, if the Israelis are so caring, the first thing they need to do is to lift the siege, allow the Gazans to live a normal life. Half the population are children. If Israelis really care about children, allow the Gazans to live a normal life.
Look, let me tell you one thing.
Yeah.
Israel, for all of these issues, we know. Okay, how people suffer. First of all, people suffer only because of the dictatorship of Hamas, not because Israel in the siege or whatever. Eid al-Adha is going to start on Friday. Go to the websites and internet sites and see the pictures, the beautiful pictures that are coming from Gaza. They don't lack anything. Okay? Humanitarian aid is being... One second. Wait a second. Humanitarian aid is being transferred all the time. The blockade or the siege on Gaza is not against the people, the population. Until today, there are people who are waking up in the morning coming to work from Gaza.
Okay.
Wait a second.
Sure.
You asked for an answer.
Go ahead.
The problem is against Hamas.
Sure.
The problem is against Hamas, and of course the fear that Hamas will be, not infiltrating, how do you say it, smuggling?
Mhm.
This is what, right?
Sure.
Smuggling, weapons and
yes.
so on. They are doing it, by the way, through the tunnels from Egypt. Now, yes, now there is a question in Israeli society, even in Israeli politics, even. Okay, we are a normal country, yeah. If the siege is really effective, if not, what is the way to fight Hamas? Because Hamas is fighting Israel. Only in the last 24 hours, by the way, the last 24 hours. Until this morning, this like noon, about 55 rockets being...
60. 60 already.
I heard, okay, 55, 60, 50, whatever that is, okay, on Israeli towns, from Gaza. Why? I mean, now look, Israel is known clearly, and that's not, there's no secrets here, that can't, sit down like this, okay, and seeing rockets on Israeli civilians. I think, in my eyes, I think that the military will think about a way to retaliate, try to stop, those rockets from coming. Now, if you are Irish, I want to assume you're living here.
No, I don't.
Okay, you don't know. You as a human being,
Yes.
Tell me what is the way to stop those rockets from coming?
Good point. This is the point. We need to go to the underlying problem. Where is the problem? You see, the Palestinian
The
view...
problem is Hamas.
No.
I'm telling you.
Wait. The Palestinian view is that their land has been occupied. Forget about those slogans. Let's go forward. We know that. If my property has been stolen, and if I'm trying to get back my property...
But we know that.
Are you going to blame me for trying to get back my property?
What's your name?
My name is Abu Musa.
Abu Abdullah.
Yes.
Listen, no, it's not...
Abu Musa, I said, not Abu Abdullah.
You serious, Abu Musa?
Yes.
I want to go to Avigdor.
Okay.
But listen.
That makes you happy.
It makes me happy. Yes. We occupied Israel occupied the Sinai. We negotiated with responsible leadership on the Egyptian side. We gave it back.
But it doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to the Israelis to give back. It belongs to the Egyptians. But
what's the way? I'm asking, what's the way?
The way is for the Israelis to recognize that so long as they occupy Palestinian land.
We know. What's the way to stop that?
The problem will not cease.
We know that.
Look, I want the best for the Israeli people. I would be one of those people who would stand up and say, listen, do not harm Israelis. Do not harm Israeli citizens. I want the best for the Israeli Jewish children.
But what's the way to solve the problem?
Okay, the way to solve the problem is going back to the history and see what happened before. The only time when Jews, Muslims, and Christians lived together in peace. Did you know, by the way, there are some Israeli scholars from Israel, and there are some amazing minds in Israel. I agree with that. There are some amazing minds in Israel. Okay, some of the Israeli scholars have acknowledged this fact that 90% of world's Jews for 1,000 years were living under the Muslims, and they were fully protected. That was the golden age of the house of Israel.
I agree.
Okay, so why don't we go back to that age where the Jews were happy, the Christians were happy, and the Muslims are happy?
Create a Khalifa?
Well, why not? What's the problem with that? That's the solution. That is the solution. Isn't that a solution?
You know what? I don't know.
I'm sorry to tell you, but I stopped back.
No, I know what his point is.
Saudi Arabia used to be a very huge community of Jews. Really.
No,
look, if I want you to go back to the Jewish scholars such as Bernard Lewis, go to Amnon Cohen, Israeli, Noah Feldman, all of these people are Israelis. They have written, they have acknowledged the fact that what we're doing to Palestinians today, there is no historical comparison between what the Muslims did to the Jews.
What does it have to do about rockets coming from Gaza today?
Okay, go back to the golden age. That's what I'm saying.
Tell me, did you ask the rest of the Palestinians?
Why don't the Israelis recognize that there was a golden age?
You know what? I have a better solution. Let's go to the Middle Ages, believe me. We'll ride in camels and
let's not ride camels. Let's ride cars and planes.
But you're not giving the solution. You're going to
the solution is the golden age, where the Jews are happy, the Christians are happy. Do you know? Thousands upon thousands of Jews are writing this. It's there in the history. No one can deny it. Only the Israelis deny it.
Can I tell you one thing?
Yeah.
Can I tell you one thing really, not diplomatic and not anything?
Sure.
Sorry, friends, please. I want to say something with full responsibility as a human being.
Sure.
Okay? All of you what you are saying is bullshit. Bullshit. Nobody.
Okay, what I'm saying historically is bullshit.
Because
Okay.
no,
Okay.
because
Let me introduce myself. I'm a historian, by the way.
But wait a second. Wait a second.
I study history.
No, because you're arguing. Only you're saying, have friends. I'm sorry. I want to be. I'm not a politician. No, you are. Look, Israeli Jews knows very well that in their golden times when they were living under Islamic regimes. We know that.
No, there's a denial. From the Ashkenazi side, there's a consistent denial.
Now you start to split the Israeli society.
From the Sephardi side, Sephardic Jews who were living with the Arabs, they are consistently writing books stating that we had the best time when we lived with Islam. Okay?
Okay, can you help me one thing? I want to
Yes,
ask you
sure, go ahead.
How can I, okay, I want Israel help the creation or establishment of Hamas in 1981, if you remember, you don't know the history.
Do you want me to pose for you? I can come closer and I can pose for a picture if you want.
Sorry.
Okay.
Guys, let me...
Okay, sure.
It would be nice if other people not to talk.
Yes. No, but
It's not go. Where is this going?
I'm having a discussion.
Where is this going?
It's a fair
It's supposed to
discussion.
be a question and answer.
Is it
not a
going?
discussion.
Excuse me. Is it going just for the records of the school?
We have
here, right?
5 minutes left, so.
Okay. In 1981, Israel helped or established the Hamas, or helped them be established, not as Hamas today.
Sure.
Used to be called the Jamal Islamiyah.
Okay.
And you know what? Against then the Fatah, I think, or whoever was in Gaza.
Okay.
In Gaza. In 1993, Israel. I will finish in 1 minute. I everybody's giving me sign. In 1993, or Musa, 1993. Seriously, we can argue that day and night. We won't go on. We'll be wallowing in the same mud. I know.
Sure.
In 1993, Israel helped the establishment of the Palestinian Authority, led by Arafat then.
Okay.
The Palestinian Authority and Hamas, Hamas in Gaza today, they are the worst enemies for each other today. They hate each other more than they hate Israel instead of loving Israel. This is what God said. This is what God wants. How can we today, Israelis, if you want to make a distinction, Israeli Jews, okay, are asking the Prime Minister, Netanyahu, or that be a left-wing Prime Minister, okay, we want to support you, sign a deal to reach the goal of two-state solution. Okay? But the Palestinians among themselves are split. Who are we talking to? Hamas in Gaza or the Fatah and the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank?
Are you
So how can, okay, you tell me now, leave Israel on the side, leave me on the side. What would you suggest for the Palestinians to unite? Be like not Hamas in Gaza and the West Fatah and the Palestinians. How can you help them be united?
Okay. First of all, the government of Hamas, whether we like it or not, and I don't agree with a lot of their policies. Okay, I was there. I could see what is wrong with them. Okay.
What's their number one policy? Do you know when it comes to Israel?
I think they don't want the state of Israel to exist. Okay, but going beyond that. The Palestinian leadership is being played by the Israelis. Okay, the Palestinian leadership in West Bank receives heavy chunks of money from the West. Okay, this division is being escalated as a systematic strategy by the Israelis and by the Western governments. Okay, this division is there because it's being facilitated. Otherwise, the Palestinian masses, they want one thing: they want good for everyone. They don't want to annihilate the Israeli masses. Absolutely not. You won't find a Palestinian person even suggesting something crazy as that. Okay, so that the Israeli propaganda that the Palestinians are barbarians, if they came to power, they would kill all of us, they will annihilate.
There's no Israeli propaganda. I'm telling you from inside, I'm not Jewish.
Israelis don't do propaganda?
Calling the Palestinians barbarians?
No, there are.
What are you saying?
Have you heard Mark Regev any time when he speaks on TV?
Yeah.
Have you heard it?
Yeah.
He is the most absurd media spokesman I've ever come across in my life.
So
okay?
he said that the
Palestinians deny the existence of the sun. He will say the sun doesn't exist.
And he said that the Palestinians are barbarians.
He didn't say that. What's his name? Ghassin, Renan
Ghassin.
Yeah, he said it. He said it. I heard it with my own ears, and I watched the interview where he said, these barbaric people, this barbaric ideology has to be dealt with.
You know what, even Renan Gieson won't say that. You know what, he might say that maybe about people in Hamas. No. Don't generalize. You know, I know it's how, you know, those things work.
Right.
Renan Gieson used to be the Prime Minister's advisor, or chief of staff, I can't remember. He wouldn't even dare to say something like that. Never. He probably said that, if, again, following your words, maybe about, you know, some elements in Hamas. Probably, I have no idea. Again, but he wouldn't say that, you know, the Palestinians are barbarians. And believe me, I'm telling you again with the look, it's much, the situation is much more complex and than it seems. You know, in Israeli Jewish society, again, if I can make this distinction, you know, the Israeli left, I think, is far more, how to say it, strict maybe, okay, about human rights and civil rights, like more than any other, you know, movement in the entire world. Israeli Jew, not all of them, of course, the left wings at least, okay? They want more than anyone else to see the Palestinians, you know, this issue is being, you know, solved. No more occupation, no more settlements, Palestine is being established, okay?
So why don't they give the land back to Palestinians?
We are ready. What land?
Okay, what's next is live in harmony. Help the Palestinians to find a solution. Israelis are strong enough to do that. Israelis have intellectuals, scholars, scientists, doctors. You should help the Palestinians to live together, give them the government, the land belongs to them, let them decide.
We are helping them. We are helping them. We are negotiating with the Palestinian Authority. We are ready, we say it clearly. We said clearly. What did he say?
Whatever. You're a liar. Leave it.
No, what did he say?
He said you're a liar.
I'm a liar?
Yeah.
This is the way you respect speakers here?
Forget about it. Just don't worry about people getting upset. Let's have a discussion.
Where were I?
You asked him what land he meant.
No, I'm saying we are helping them. Now, we said in January 2005, 2006, in January 26, 2006, very well I remember when Hamas was elected. Okay, Israel before disagreed or rejected the whole idea that Hamas will run for the election. I remember very well that then, you know, President Bush was forcing or pushing after 9/11 for democratization in the Arab world, in the Muslim world, and then he said, Israel, you know, keep quiet. He said that clearly, keep quiet. You know, we are speaking about democracy, democratization. Hamas are part of the Palestinian Authority, Palestinian leadership. Democratically they will won. And then we said, you know what, fine. When they were elected on January 26, 2006, Israel said clearly, you know, this is fine. If this is the democratic choice of the Palestinians, that is fine with us. We respect that. We are ready even to speak with Hamas, negotiate with Hamas. But, and you said that before yourself, 3 main conditions. Accept Israel's right to exist. Okay?
Okay, the moment they said that, sure.
Stop the incitement against Israel and Jews. And if you guys read the charter of Hamas, see exactly what it says. And the third thing is to respect and accept the agreements that Israel signed until then with the former Palestinian Authority, with Arafat. So they didn't, until today, they refused to do any of those, you know, implement any of those things.
You see, the problem is with this agreement, once they sign this agreement, they are actually signing their land away. This is what you have to understand. Don't you understand that?
We understand.
If they accept the right of Israel to exist as a state, not as people.
But they did not yet.
Okay. Do you acknowledge the distinction between the state and the people?
Yes.
There's a clear distinction.
Yes.
The moment they accept the right of an Israeli state to exist, run by a bunch of mass murderers, they are signing their land away. This is the problem.
Tell me one thing.
Yes.
Who would you suggest me as Israeli government to seek Israeli people, Israeli state to negotiate with the Palestinian side? Okay, we want to solve the problems.
Right.
We want to help the Palestinians flourish and, you know, build their own state and everything.
Right.
I said before there are 5 issues. It's Jerusalem border, is the border of the future Palestinian state, right of return for the Palestinians, and of course the the settlements. Who would you suggest me?
Good
Maybe,
question.
one second, honestly, maybe we are doing the right thing. One more minute.
You're right.
Maybe we are doing the wrong thing.
Yes.
Who would you suggest me to speak to?
Okay.
Hamas,